Psychic Radio, Holistic Radio, Spiritual Radio. This is AchieveRadio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/AchieveRadio.
If you are in the Midwest, you are probably suffering from as much of the sub-zero temperatures as I am. It was, and probably still is, pretty close to 20 below zero. And so we are suffering from frozen pipes and all kinds of things in this area. We've been running our water and hoping for things to stay solid and not to go into the direction of bursting, but walking dogs and everything has become quite the challenge. So I'm going to offer today all things angels. And what does that mean? Well, to me, and please know, I am very open-minded to what everybody believes is their religious calling and mission. But to me, when you read in the angel frequency, and I truly do believe I have angel guides around me at all times. I believe we all do. It's not just me. And I believe they change posts as we change our chapters of life. We no longer need angels that protect babies. We need angels that protect us in our different stages of life. So I'm going to today kind of discuss the difference between what angel guides are and perhaps the guides of those that we love that have passed on. I'm also going to go into how to connect to your angels. And I'm going to end the show with an angel hypnotherapy, something that you could listen to maybe probably at bedtime or as you're trying to relax later on in the day or night. I do want to take our call today. We have Nisha. I'm getting a little bit of kind of back feedback on myself here, and I'm hoping that that's just me. So, Nisha, how are you today?
Hi, I'm great, thanks. How are you? It's Michelle.
Oh, Nisha. Okay, Nisha is what I have.
Oh, okay. No, so
Okay.
it's Michelle.
Oh, Michelle. Okay. All right. Well, how are you, honey?
I'm great,
Then
thanks.
you're
How are
not
you
that
doing?
exotic. I'm doing great. Thank you. What can I read on for you, exotic Michelle?
I'm curious. Actually, so yesterday was my 7-year being single, which is fine. I just I know it's coming.
Congratulations.
It's just, thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm going to give you a celebration reading. I'm going to give you the
Oh,
same
thank
kind of
you.
reading I would give somebody if I were doing a reading uh, to hire. Okay,
Okay.
so um, the first thing that I do when I offer to hire readings is to look at what energy comes up in and around the first name. So if you will, say your first name.
Michelle.
Thank you. And then again.
Michelle.
Thank you. You said that different. You know how many people say it exactly the same 3 times? So I like that. And then and then again, one more time.
Michelle.
Thank you. Why do I keep hearing? I bet you hear it all the time. That Paul McCartney song,
Oh,
Michelle.
Michelle, my bell.
You know that song? Yeah, yeah,
I do.
yeah. Okay, here's your energy. What comes up? Well, it's all good except for the one that is representative of you at this particular time. And I'll tell you why. The first thing that comes up says, and this is the card of vision, and
Okay.
it's reversed. And so, what that means is that at this time, it seems as if it's really been kind of overwhelming for you to simplify, and that you
Okay.
find yourself very distracted by all of the detail work, which means that it's kind of at this time a little bit as you are freeing yourself from a past situation. You seem to also be either resting from envisioning more for yourself, because obviously to think about what's going to happen for you as you take the steps to free yourself in life from a relationship or whatever, that
Yeah.
you are already trying to manifest and things. And so you may be just in a resting stage right now. The
Yeah.
past shows that you have incredible patience. You've been patient, you've been persistent, and you've been very disciplined about your journey.
Yeah.
It also shows that you believed 100% in yourself and that you could
Yeah.
make your life better.
Yeah.
Your reading says, interestingly, that in March, there's going to be a lot of people around you that are very supportive of you. They're going to find you intoxicating and a wonderful inspiration to be around. It also says that what you're going to be most of all lifted on everybody's shoulders for is that you're walking your talk. You have not been just, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but you've taken action. And those that may have known you and wondered if you would do that are very impressed. And those that are perhaps new in your life, once they hear your life story, or don't, because we don't necessarily have to tell our life story all the time, um, they're just going to be impressed for who and what your energy is. So
Okay.
if I look at what comes up in more detail on that, provided my cats have not thrown my cards all over the room. I have cats, and anybody that has cats knows that they love to climb, and
Yeah.
anything that's, yeah. So looking, and I'm going to have you say your first name one more time.
Okay. Michelle.
Thank you. So what comes through says the following. At this time, it seems like you have always been kind of a fixer, kind of a nurturer, maybe someone that
Mhm.
always gave a little bit more than everybody else, whether work or relationship.
Correct.
It also shows that In the next 10 weeks to 10 months, it shows you surrounded by a very profitable career as well as a very, um, I'm going to say, um, just a very balanced environment, living environment. It says right now you are not anxious to jump into another commitment right away, and that the past shows that you went into stagnation for long enough.
Yeah.
The future says take your time, Michelle. Don't take on any huge challenges at this point. Just rest for a while. And what will happen is that if you can rest for the next 4 weeks to maybe even 4 months and just make it all about you, I think that you will be grateful for the things that happen. One of the things it
Thanks.
says you're kind of scared about is losing communication with somebody in your life. And I don't know what that's about. But it says you understand and welcome the new beginning that's happening in your life. But you still feel like you're kind of like in a prison. And I don't know what that's about. Then maybe as you find that career goals or maybe your own personal family has you um, indebted to their expectations of you, you still feel kind of like you can't move one way or the other and that you have to kind of hunker down. And that's okay. Lastly, it says one of the things that you should probably be aware of, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, it may be both. As you are on your own, you may find moments of great loneliness where your hands are desperate to reach out to the device to send some kind of white flag to somebody that you may have left behind. It could also indicate that you are relishing in your alone time and that for you just to have some is pure luxury. If I look at what is this reading trying to say, Michelle, and looking at that, and I have you say your first name one more time.
Michelle.
As I look at what is your reading trying to say? Your reading is trying to say, Michelle, that at this particular time, there seems to be someone around you who has completely had the rug taken out from under them, and they're still trying to recover from that. There is a sense that in the next 2 weeks to 2 months, you may find that someone from your past is trying very badly to reestablish a connection. Your
Okay.
reading is trying to say today, hunker down. Don't try to create any miracles in your life right now. Just stabilize yourself. Your reading shows that in the past, you've always been kind of a sucker for romance, and you've always been somebody that has, good or bad, found yourself attracting people that are very much into your energy. But your reading shows a dark haired, dark eyed person in the future who seems to have a great job, who seems to be somebody that is very responsible. This person is seen in your future, but your reading says if this sounds like the person from the past, be cautious. Don't jump into anything. If this has to do with a new love in your life, remember we attract to us what our energy is. And if we are a little bit overwhelmed and lost and confused, we may likely pull in someone that is controlling, that senses we're looking for somebody to direct us like a composer or like a orchestra. Your reading shows also that right now the one thing that you know you want very badly is to try new things, but you're still hanging on to what's secure in your life. Part of you
Yeah.
wants to change your life, part of you doesn't. And it says all you want is to know that you're truly leaving whatever was behind you and really going to do it this time. And lastly, it says, watch out for moody, temperamental men who seem to be very good at showing both sides of the most awesome personality traits, except that they change so quickly and so fast that it's very difficult to know which person you're with. You need stability, so try to hang
Yeah.
on, hunker down, don't do anything right now. Just enjoy your time away in this new stage of your life. Okay?
Very cool. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
You're welcome, Michelle. Take care and have a great life.
You too. Many blessings.
Many blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So we have in the room with us, we have Jan, we have Lena, and we have Rebecca, and we have David. And I think we'll start with the first one that comes up a little bit. So David says from Tennessee, I had a puppy die suddenly. By the time I took him to the hospital, it was too late. Do you know what happened? Thanks. I'm sorry, I'm not a medical intuitive. That is not my talent or gift. And in fact, as a certified reader, it's against the law for me to give medical readings. But I can give you a spirit reading from your pup. So that's what I'll do. And this is what comes up as you're reading from your puppy in the afterlife. David, and I know how it must feel for you to have to let go of your dog like that in such immediate traumatic situations, and your pup wants you to know that at the time that he passed, there were other obstacles going on in your life, in his life, and for whatever reason, his body just shut down. He wants you to know that he appreciates your influence in his life and that he considered you to be dad. He also wants you to know that in the hereafter, he will be just fine. He is going to, and I do believe that animals have an afterlife just like humans. I think energy is energy. And it says that he is doing so much better now. He feels strong. He feels empowered. And he feels at peace. Your pup says something happened in the recent past while he was alive. Something that either you didn't learn your lesson about, and I don't know whether that means that he felt that there was something in the environment that maybe you have had problems with before, and that he feels as if there was something going on in the environment that maybe you had had happen before. He says, thank you so much for sharing your love with me. And he also wants you to know, I'm sad, I'm sorry, I had to leave you. But he also feels that right now, the one thing that he doesn't want you to do is spend countless moments and time trying to say, why? He wants you to know he's okay. And that in the hereafter, he is somebody that um, needs to give you a message. And that message is, you both became victims of circumstance. He feels that in the past, something that you may have happened to another dog happened to him as well. He also wants you to know that he was a victim of not thoughtlessness, but maybe jumping into having a new dog too soon. He also wants you to know that he doesn't want you to feel it's your fault. On the other hand, he feels that you have circumstances in your life that kind of shut you down, that kind of make you a victim of circumstances. Your dog wants you to know that he is so sorry he had to leave your side. But he also wants you to know there is no pain, there is no grudge, there is no anger. He just needed to go. And he wants you to know, before you get another dog, correct the issue around you that may have created a problem for another dog that he came in to replace too quickly. Or perhaps this is just about, don't get another dog until you correct your own living situation first. And that's what I have, David. All right. So when I look at Rebecca, and Rebecca says, I am a bit suspicious of my mother-in-law, Ingrid, who tends to meddle in my husband, Joe, goals. Can you see if it's just for me to be feeling this way? Perhaps what you're asking me from what I'm looking at is a reading on your mother-in-law, Ingrid, and what her perception and intentions are for you. And I'll be happy to look at that. So when I look at your mother-in-law and Ingrid and look at how does she perceive you, Rebecca, and it says your mom or Ingrid feels that she is the kind of person that has always had problems getting close to anybody that loves her son. In her mind, she doesn't want to share him. She also feels that she has done way more for her son than anybody else could possibly do for him. She just wants him to be happy. And she feels that the way she perceives you is that if she can see that you can make her son happy, and she can see that you can hold your tongue, and I hate to say this, kiss her ass a little bit, sugarcoat her for another 8 months, and try not to focus on sending bitter energy, even if she is, my feeling is you can change her attitude. But I just think she has the mom complex that no one will ever make my son happy as his mom did. And therefore, you become competition. If I look at what is your best course of action with your mom, and what comes through says, your best course of action is just to pay attention to your own home situation, your own family, and career. Your best course of action is to understand And I don't know why your husband is seen as a controlling guy, but he is. And it says, understand that he can sometimes be a bear cat about trying to get along with. But I also feel that right now, oh, interesting. I don't know the relationship between your son and his father. I have two guys here. And unless you're having an affair with somebody else at the same time, or whether you're just feeling like you're dealing with a mother-in-law that is almost part man, I feel that right now your best course of action is to not let yourself get bent out of shape, not let yourself get confused by this. Walk away, go outside, take a walk. If you feel that in any way you're starting to lose your cool, and I just feel that, is it your husband that's the moody, temperamental one? Or is it the father? I'm showing one controlling man. I'm shown one material man. And I'm shown a moody and temperamental man. Now, I don't know if this indicates that he has brothers and a father that are all very deeply engrossed in his life situation. But I feel this is more than his mother that you have to contend with. I think you have a lot of players here that are all passing judgment. And all I can say is just do the best you can to sugarcoat everybody and be charming. Don't try to get bitter, angry, or cause disputes. And do this for just 8 months. At the end of 8 months, if it does no good, well, then you do what you need to do. But right now, I think that as you fit into this situation, you're going to have to kiss some ass. And that's what I see. All right. So we have, and I'm looking down on the room here, and we have Lena from New York. She says, I had to leave a previous job and reapply for employment benefits. Can you see if this will go through without any hiccups? So the question is, will you get your unemployment benefits without a problem? And if I look at that, and Lena is from New York. And it says, Lena, yes, I believe that you will get your unemployment benefits, but it's showing me that there's a lot of chaos around this situation, which could indicate a couple of things. Either that the chaos is that you're asking for unemployment at the same time that so many other people are. That it could be a while before you get what you need because you had a job, but now you've lost it. And so you may find that you're on the back burner. I'm shown the number 9. So yes, you will get unemployment, but it won't be right away. And that's what I have. If I look at one more, and we have Jan. Jan says, hi, Anne-Marie. What do you see coming up for me at work or in general? You know what? Let's do it general, because I'm so tired of looking at work on you, Jan. I don't mean to be rude, but there's more to life than work. I look at what comes up on Jan in a general reading. Jan, what comes up in your reading says, there's a hole in your life you're having a very hard time filling. I don't know what it is. You are a very wise lady. You've learned so much in the last few years. But your reading also says that you need to stop dreaming and dreaming and dreaming about what you're going to do and start putting a fire under your butt. Because dreams in one hand, poop in the other. You have to start taking action on what your plans are. Jan, the past shows that you didn't mind a bit being at home, and that the future shows that the challenges of work and life out of the home seem to you to be very pressuring. I'm showing you walking away work within 8 weeks to 8 months. At this time, it says there's times that you feel like you're contending with a member of your family who is seen as male that could be very moody and temperamental. Your reading says, though, that you yearn to be able to have a wonderful, beautiful life environment and do fun things. And your reading says, honey, it's only you that puts yourself in stagnation. If you want to leave your job, 8 months would be a wonderful time frame, or 8 weeks even. I have 8. 8 months, that came up again. And so that would be, if we look at, that would be August, September, between August and October, that I see you leaving your job. And there is a feeling that this is the time for you to have a transformation. You are the only one that can do this. And if you're finding yourself fighting between your angels of wisdom and your intellect and fear and analyzing of, oh my God, what if I quit work? What if this happens? What if that happens? Well, I want you to know that that is something you're doing to yourself, okay? So think about that and realize that you can change this. I feel 8 weeks, 8 months is a great time for you to have life transformation, for you to stop dreaming and start putting a fire under your butt and doing what you want to do. All right? There's only a section of time after retirement or after you start getting that way where you're going to have your health, you're going to have your friends, and you need to take action and do those things. Anybody can retire, but retiring does not mean quitting work. Retiring means doing what you most love to do. It's doing what you couldn't do because you had to go to a job every day. So I feel that everyone that retires must work. The days of collecting a Social Security check and living on it are done. There's no way you're going to make it. So be thinking ahead. What are you going to do for your transformation job, your dream job? What are you going to do after you have time to do it? And then take action. That's what I see. All right. So I'm going to say that for now, I believe that we're good. Yeah, there's a few people in that were in last time. I don't know. You may want to retype your questions. They're all from last week. And if you're listening to the show after I get through with the subject matter today, I will be happy to do those readings that were typed in from last week's show. So let's look at what is the difference between angels and spirit guides. A guardian angel is a specific type of spirit guide. It refers to a general category of beings who are in soul or spirit form and not in physical form. Guardian angels are thought to be the direct expression of the loving thoughts of God. And to watch over you. And they are pure love and bring you all that protection and that inner voice that you need to get you through your everyday life. Guardian angels never leave you. According to Christian beliefs, guardian angels are thought to be with you prior to your conception, when you were still in your spiritual soul form. They accompany you through the birth process and are with you in every thought, word, and event as you experience life. Guardian angels are committed to you for the entire journey of your life. They never leave you, and you are their only occupation, their sole purpose. They will be with you when you leave this life and physical form behind, and when you are again a soul in heaven or the afterlife. 2 or more guardian angels may be with you. You may have 2 guardian angels, and you should try at times to communicate with them during the episodes of your life that you may feel you are expressing and feeling a different guardian angel. I have a friend who, when she's driving her car, believes that there's a guardian angel that is in the front hood of her car, directing her to wherever she goes, and that another guardian angel is with her in the car. And she feels those guardian angels at all times. But she also feels that she has 2 guardian angels. One is the lookout guide, and the other one is the nurturer. In Orthodox or conservative Judaism, on the Sabbath, it is common to acknowledge the angels of service. So here we have Christian and Judaism. And it says the mention of guardian angels occurs in the book of Daniel, when angels protected 3 youths who were thrown into a fiery furnace after they defied Babylon. So here's how, and this is the only part. I love this blog, and I am reading a blog from somebody that I'm not finding the name. This one is how to sense your angel's name. Now, the only difference to this is I believe that angels are beyond needing us to name them. Then again, if you feel closer to your angels by giving them a name, then you should do so. Here's how to sense your angel's name. If you practice sensing, listening, visioning, imagining, and consciously intending to have lucid dreams with your guardian angels, you will sense them even more clearly, and eventually they will tell you their names. Perhaps the best way to commune with your angels is to ask for help and ask for guidance through a dream. Make friends with your angels. And this is, so important. Remember when you beat yourself up all the time, when you overindulge in alcohol and drugs, when you allow your body to become wasted, you are not being friendly to your angels. Now, illness is one thing no one can control, but we can control how we take care of our bodies. Saint Bernard exhorted the faithful to make the holy angels your friends and honor them by your prayers. He added, never do this in the presence of your angel, what you would not do in my presence. Okay, so what I'm saying is, just because your guides and angels are in the spiritual realm, doesn't mean you can suddenly pretend they're not there. What you would not treat or another like, or what you would not rudely do in front of another person, remember, don't do it with your angels. Now, of course, there are limits to that, but for the most part, treat your angels the same as you would want to be treated. Remember, take your time, gradually build your relationship with your angels. And when you take one step toward them, they likely take 2 steps towards you. I think sometimes when you just say, "Thy will be done," and you stop trying to control the show, that is the 2 steps that your guides and angels need to finally help you to the next chapter. If I look at anything else on this, I would say, remember, everyone has different concepts and belief systems, but I truly believe that we all have angels, whether they are beautiful model type creations, beautiful beings, maybe not. I personally think we could have a jokester sailor as an angel. I think that angels can be fun. I think angels can match our own energy. They don't all have to be pristine and prissy. They can be wonderful, unique, just like you are. But do understand, they never hurt anybody, and they never want you to hurt anybody. And they also are here to guide you on your journey. That's right. All right. So I'm going to go back just real quick and look and see if we have any new people in our room. Excuse my St. Bernard barking in the back there. Okay, so we looked at that, and I'd like to look at now how to connect to your spirit guides and angels. I told you today would be all about angels. Everyone, and this is from Happy Healing Shop, everyone, whether you know it or not, has spirit guides and angels with them. And there are several ways, this author says, you can connect to your spirit guides and angels. Keep in mind that you do not have to be a professional psychic in order to connect with your angels. Angels versus spirit guides, the powers they have. What's the difference between angels and spirit guides? Angels are a completely different type of energetic being than spirit guides. They have never incarnated as a human being. Angels are just names we give those energies. Now, what does that mean? Please understand that goes back to what I said. I don't believe angels need names because their energy is so extremely high frequency that they are not human. They are the purity of goodness. Um, they're extremely high vibrational and very powerful beings that are guardians and keepers of the realms, basically. On the other hand, spirit guides, a lot of times, have incarnated as some sort of human being. And whether it's from Earth or another planet, they've had physical incarnations. And that's why they're molded to help us with the Earth situations. So you want your guardian angels to help you with your spiritual realm, your inner voice, but you perhaps what this author is saying is that your spirit guides are there to help you with earthly things. Angels are more powerful. They have more duties and permission. They are the ones that can interfere physically. They are the ones that can take the wheel of your car and redirect you back or push you out of the way of another car if it's not your time to go yet. For example, you may hear a story where a person got in a car accident, got thrown out of the windshield, and the only injury was mere scrapes and bruises. This person has talked about this with other people, and basically they say when angels can open up portals and move you from a situation quickly, it happens so fast. You don't even know what happened because it feels like there was no break in time. Experiencing this type of angel intervention can feel surreal when they open up a portal and transport you. I have been watching social um, communication lately. Some people were saying that they were experiencing time warps. They were feeling like all of a sudden they'd be next to a car or next to something, and it feels like they're moving in time, or the vehicle next to them is moving, or there's a moving going on where two parallel times are happening at the same time. It seems to me there's an angel frequency dimension happening at this very time in our world. A lot of my people might say, oh, this angel guide that I'm feeling is my grandpa in the afterlife who might have saved my life. But it actually could have been an angel. Grandpa was probably there trying to help you, but the angel had the power to do it. So Grandpa can talk to you in dreams. Grandpa can, you may feel and smell Grandpa around you, but it is your angels that have the permission to have that power. Spirit guides will be more trying to guide you, and you might feel or hear them say, don't do it, or they'll try to surround you with energy. Occasionally, family members and loved ones can manipulate things, but again, it's like a dance for them. No one can violate your free will at the end of the day. There is a hierarchy and an order on the other side. However, it's not driven by ego. It's driven by efficiency so that we can get all the help we can get in the best way possible. It's not like a corporation. It's more because those are their duties. Both angels and spirit guide souls need to grow too. That's another reason why it's broken up in a hierarchy system. Can angels and spirit guide protect you from evil spirits? Well, evil spirits is not something if I have someone that calls me in my private business and says, Anne-Marie, my house has negative spirits in it, I will always tell them you are better off contacting somebody that's their profession. That is not my profession, to drive out evil spirits in a house. But for me, as a sensitive, I don't want anything piggybacking on me. I appreciate it when people tell me that they're trying to have bad spirits driven away from them or their houses, because I don't want them. Here's the thing. If it's in your soul contract to experience something like that, they can't violate your free will or your soul contract. However, what they can do is ask for help from them and if it shows that you're aware and that you're willing to use your free will to empower yourself through a situation, by asking them for help, they can give you the support that doesn't violate your free will. That's very important to understand. Whenever I give a reading, I always try to tell clients, you have free will to do whatever you want. I can give you a reading on what I see. I will never tell you what to do. That's because I believe that every human being has free will. And that depends on how much you're going to listen to the voice of your angels and guides. If you feel that it is of your best service to follow what your intuition tells you or your intellect tells you, and it's not what you feel is your guides and angels are telling you, well, then you have to understand you take the repercussions. You cannot blame it on a psychic. You cannot blame it on your angels, and you cannot blame it on God. When you take choices that repeatedly follow situations that sabotage you, you cannot blame your angels and spirit guides. They would never tell you to do something that you shouldn't do. Let's say something is supposed to happen because the trajectory for the rest of your life is to set into motion because of this moment or experience that is going to cascade into the future. They can't prevent that experience from happening because it was already supposed to happen. But they can give you support to help you get through it. I know, guys, sometimes when we think about, well, if my mom or my dad had spirit guides and angels, why did they die of a disease? Or why did they have a horrific accident? Or what about the people in war that die as a result of bombs? First of all, you have to remember that they can reach out to their guides and angels in whatever way possible to help them to get through each moment, if that is a spiritual moment. But whatever it is, it's here to be able to give them peace, whatever moment it is. I understand there are so much suffering on earth. And for us to say, well, why the hell didn't my angels and guides help the starving children, the mothers that died in war, my parents that died from COVID, it all seems so unfair. I know. But you have to remember that there are two things that can happen once we leave this dimension of life. This is not the only existence. It may not be that our next existence is exactly like Earth, but there is another existence for us. So when we cling to Earth with such ferocious passion that we will allow ourselves to suffer great sense of loss when we have a situation that we cannot change, and we refuse go in peace with our guides and angels and say, thy will be done. I'm leaving it up to you. And if it is my time to go, I will be done. I know that there is another time, another place. So please understand, if you use your free will and you're about to get hit by a car, and it's not supposed to be your time to go to the afterlife yet, an angel can jump in and move you out of the way, or a spirit guide can give you a gut feeling that don't do it. They both are walking the line. All right. Thank you so much, and see you again. Bye-bye.
Org.